Tap dance to Stand By Ben. And a very good evening to you. Welcome back to Raimondi Park here in West Oakland. It's the third game of 6 against the Glacier Range Riders. The Ballers at 18-8 in a virtual tie for first place in the Pioneer League. They will face a Glacier Range Rider team that they have taken the first 2 games from in this series. They are now 7-1 against Glacier this year in their first 8 games. A team they will see 18 times this year. It's a good start, but they've got to keep going if they want a shot at a playoff spot. 22 games remain, and they are just a half game up in this playoff race. Players have taken the field here on Jubilee Day, Juneteenth, and we are about to send it down to the field where we have the singer Sharonda G, who will sing today's edition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Performed by recording artist Rashonda. Check that. Recording artist Sharonda G.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Soulfully sung on this Thursday evening by recording artist Sharonda G. Now, let's get ready for baseball. The lineup for the Glacier Range Riders,
who are led by Todd Pratt in his first year. They're 10-16 on the season. TJ Clarkson, the right fielder, leads off. Logan Beard is the second baseman, batting second. Xavier Casarello, the first baseman, hits third. Kenny Lavari slides up to the 4 spot. He's the DH tonight. Kingston Liniak, the center fielder, bats fifth. He's on a 6-game hit streak. Gabe Howell, the third baseman, bats sixth. Jack Lynch, shortstop, hits seventh. Antonio Barranca, the catcher, makes his first start of the series, hitting eighth. And Kyle Ashworth in left field, bats ninth. The pitcher is Luke Schaefer. He will be opposed by Oakland's own Zach St. Pierre.
Zach St. Pierre on the mound for his team-leading 6th start of the season. The right-hander, 5'11", 185 from Allen, Texas. You know him well. Been on this team since day one of Ballers Baseball in 2024. And one of their veterans, the oldest baller on the team right now. I don't know if most folks know that, but Zach, at 27 years old, is the oldest player on the team. He's having a good year, back in 4th year. He is 1-2, a 4.56 ERA. That leads the club among qualified ERAs. He has pitched the most at 25 and 2 innings. Not a ton of strikeout stuff early on. We said the same thing about Reed yesterday. So Reed came out and had a season high of strikeouts. Let's see if Zach can't do that tonight.
The defense behind Zach St. Pierre in the outfield from left to right. Davis Druick, Darrell Buggs II, and Lou Helmick. Then in the infield from first to third is Christian Almanza, Daniel Harris IV, Tremaine Cobb Jr., and Cam Buford. The catcher is Tyler Lozano for the right-handed pitcher, Zach St. Pierre.
It's a battery that knows each other well. Zach last year, if memory serves me correct, threw more innings than any.
Yep.
And Tilo caught more games than any other baller. From the windup, St. Pierre's first pitch is a swing and a ground ball down first, foul at 6:35 p.m. Just got that one in before the stroke of 6:36. Clarkson, the left-handed hitter, swung at the first pitch yesterday and grounded it through the right side. Now St. Pierre from the middle of the rubber. This pitch on his way is lined down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. It's going to one-hop the wall. Druitt gets to it quickly. He has a strong arm, and Clarkson will be held to a single.
Yeah, that was a charge into that one from Clarkson, 99 off the bat. That was a mistake pitch from Zach St. Pierre right over the heart of the plate. Fortunately for him, it's just a leadoff single for Clarkson.
Well, all 3 games he's led off on base in some fashion or another. And now here's Logan Beard. The Ballers, in celebration of Juneteenth, are in their Oakland stands-up jerseys. They're black jerseys with black hats and black pinstripe pants. The first pitch is down low for ball 1. Logan Beard, the second baseman, batting .316, 4 home runs, and 22 RBI. Glacier for a third day in a row in the Road Grays. First pitch is a high, deep drive to left field, and forget about it. It's 2-0 Glacier. Off of the building behind right field, 380 feet, 2-0. That was much like Mendoza in the second inning 2 nights ago. That was a breaking ball that hung pretty much right down the middle of the plate.
Well, obviously not the best start from Zach St. Pierre. He has made 2 mistakes, and they've both been hit well. Clarkson to left field and to the wall. Beard clears the left field wall. That is Logan Beard with his 5th homer of the season, second best on the squad.
Glacier has put up runs in each of the 3 games in the first inning. Now the first pitch is down low. St. Pierre had 1 start against the Range Riders in Kalispell. It was a pretty good start. He pitched fairly deep. The windup on the 1-0 is inside to Casarilla, now 2-0.
He actually pitched in the loss to the Range Riders, a 6-4 loss. So he went 6 1/3, but got the loss in that game.
The 2-0 to Casarilla is a breaking ball. That time drops on the outer part of the zone, 2-1. It was the same matchup that Oakland lost. Here's a line drive to right field. Helmick coming in. He will trap it. And it'll be a single for Casarilla. 3 straight hits to begin the first. It was Schaefer who beat St. Pierre in the lone win in Glacier. And that is our matchup today. Here is Kenny Lavari, the designated hitter. Haven't seen much of Lavari in the series, just the 1 plate appearance last night. .269, a home run, 9 RBI. St. Pierre is set. His first pitch on its way is down and in. It's 1-0. One transaction to tell you about today. Michael O'Hara was placed on the IL with an injury, retroactive to Monday. Swing and a miss by Lavari out in front of the changeup. It's 1-1. Nobody out here in the top of the first. It's 2-0. The Range Riders lead on the 2-run home run by Beard. Pitch, fastball, a called strike on the outer half. It's 1-2. Robert McGee calls balls and strikes. Ricardo Rodriguez at first and Alan Walker at third. St. Pierre set from the stretch. looking for his first out of the first. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. The changeup on the outer half. Lavari could not hold back, and that back foot gave out, one away.
Well, St. Pierre gives up 3 straight hits, but then gets the strikeout of Lavari. Ballers have started slow, really, in each of the 3 games now in this series, and hoping to have the same result as the first 2, 6-5 wins in the first 2 games of the series for Oakland.
It's a nice 1-2 pitch. It was a little bit high, but definitely out of the zone, and he gets the chase. Now Liniak, who swings and misses at a fastball up and in. It's 0-1. I don't care who you are. You throw a ball 89 or 90, like that last one was right there, in on the hands. There are very few hitters that are going to turn that around. Great spot from St. Pierre there. Here comes the 0-1 now. The kick and the pitch. Fastball down and in. It's 1-1. Oakland wearing the black jerseys for just the 3rd time this year. They got their first ever win in black on the road trip. 1-1 this year, if you are following the jerseys. Now a breaking ball down low. It's 2-1.
And if memory serves correct, that was game 1 in Ogden, following back-to-back losses to Missoula.
Nevada has seen every pitch that, actually that's not true, but he missed a couple games. That's a swing and a deep foul down the left field line, all the way down Willow.
There are people walking down the sidewalk, and they're like, wait, I think we almost just got hit by that baseball. Yeah, that was awful close there.
2-2 pitch to Kingston Liniak, the center fielder. Short lead at first for Casarilla, and now the pitch is a fastball up and in over the head of Liniak. It's a full count. I wonder if they would send Casarilla to avoid a potential double play. The 3-2 on its way. It's inside for ball 4. It's a 1-out walk. That'll place runners at first and second with still only 1 out here in the top of inning 1. That'll bring up Gabe Howell. Now, one thing we've noticed the last few days is limiting the amount of damage done. Matsuoka was able to do that a couple nights ago by getting an out when he needed to in the first. Same with Butts yesterday. First pitch is up and in. It's ball 1 to Howell. This is a spot for Glacier where with one swing of the bat, they could be up 5-0. So St. Pierre needs to limit the damage here in the first to just 2. He looks at second, and now the kick and the pitch. Fastball a touch high. It's 2-0 now.
It feels like he's either not attempting to or struggling to get the ball outside. There have been 3 pitches that he's thrown that have been beyond the middle of the plate. Most of the pitches he's thrown have been inside. Some have been over the middle or low, but otherwise, middle of the plate. Only 3 pitches have been near the outside corner.
Jim Diedrich, the pitching coach, is coming out to have a chat with St. Pierre and Lozano. I feel like this is a pretty good spot on 2-0 to try to figure things out here in the first. It's 2-0. The Ballers lead, the Range Riders lead the Ballers. The 2-run home run by Beard, 2 batters in, is the damage thus far. It's Casarilla at second and Liniak at first. 1 away. Defense playing behind the runners. And St. Pierre's pitch on its way is high again, 3-0. Howell just back off of the injured list at 256, 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Got that second home run last night. The 3-0 inside for ball 4. And the bases are loaded here for the Range Riders.
This is a pretty shocking performance so far from ZSP. Zach last time out was Friday at Ogden. 6 1/3, 5 hits allowed and just 1 earned run. He did not walk a batter. That's back-to-back walks now to load the bases here in the first.
And they're loaded for Jack Lynch, the shortstop, who needs a hit. Lynch is batting 111, 3 for 27 in his 7 games as a Range Rider. The first pitch is swung on and fouled away, and he was trying to do something to help his team there. It's 0-1. It was a challenge fastball from St. Pierre. He comes set on the mound, and now the pitch on its way. Lynch takes low. 1-1 the counts.
That was probably one that Lozano should have stuck. That was pretty close to the zone from St. Pierre. Called a ball low and in.
And when you say pretty close, your omniscient TrackMan data would tell you that. Is that correct?
Yep.
Here's a swing and a miss by Lynch way out in front of the breaking ball. But really, that's a spot that I don't think St. Pierre is shooting for. That was belt high.
No. And he's been missing arm side, which is inside to the righties. So let's see here if he goes way outside and away with the fastball on Lynch.
That's where Lozano sets up. Here's the pitch on its way. It's a ground ball towards second. It's past the glove of Harris. It's into right field. Helmick picks it up. His throw will be cut off, and it's just one run station to station. Lynch with the RBI single. Casarillo will score. It's 3-0 Glacier.
And just looked like he missed his spot there. He got it outside, but it was still middle away, and so it was an easy pitch for Lynch to serve through the right side with Harris ever so slightly played towards the second base bag.
He did miss his spot. It was right over the plate. 3-0. Still only one out here in the first. Here's Barranca, who can really make things very difficult for Oakland in the first. He takes a first pitch fastball down and in for ball one. Barranca had some big hits against Oakland in that Glacier series.
Went 5 for 8 with 3 extra base hits.
Doesn't play a ton. Pitch is a half swing. Does he go? It's a called strike. 9 games, 7 starts for Barranca, who's batting .346, 2 home runs, 11 RBI. So pretty good bang for their buck when he does play. The 1-1 on its way. That's down and in. 2-1.
He's also burnt the ballers with bases loaded. He had a bases clearing triple to tie the game in the second inning on June 5th.
This is their biggest inning of the series so far. The 2-1 is a fastball catching the outside corner. It's strike 2. I think if Barranca wanted to, he could have challenged that one because the difference between 2-2 and 3-1 right now really is quite great. St. Pierre comes set. The 2-2 on its way. Barranca swings and misses. And that was a much better off-speed pitch by St. Pierre there. He struck out 2 in the inning. And now the 9th man to bat in the first, Kyle Ashworth, the left-handed hitting outfielder.
Ballers have showed in the series 3 runs is not big enough of a deficit to beat them necessarily. So this is an important batter right here.
St. Pierre's first pitch on its way is a line drive to right field. That's a base hit. Helmick plays it on the hop. His throw is going to be cut off. And again, station to station, 1 run scores. Liniak comes in. It's 4-0. Well, right now, I got to say, Todd Pratt at third base is respecting the arm of Lou Helmick in right. And twice with 2 balls hit to right field, he has held the back runner. It is 4-0, and TJ Clarkson gets his second at-bat in the first inning, and already I got to blow a column out of my scorebook. Clarkson, a free swinger, single to begin this game, takes a fastball high. 4-0 here in the first. 4 really is the magic number when it comes to trailing. The next pitch is low, 2-0 to Clarkson. With 4, you can still tie the game with 1 swing.
33 pitches thrown by Zach in this inning. It's been laborious. Comparatively, 67 pitches total and 6 1/3 last time out.
The 2-0, Clarkson takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1, 2-1. At third is Howell, who walked. Lynch is at second. He singled. Ashworth is at first. He singled. 2 walks for St. Pierre in the inning. He's also allowed 5 hits. The 2-1 on its way is down low, 3-1. And no matter what happens on this next pitch, it has to be a strike from St. Pierre. We can tell you that Brody Iglite will start tomorrow. He is healthy, and he is good to go.
Nice.
The 3-1 on its way is a strike. Off-speed pitch that floated into the top of the zone. It's 3-2, 2 outs. Clarkson will be ready. So will all the runners. Infield is playing behind them. St. Pierre is set. Lozano sets up low. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball toward Cobb on 2 hops. He gets up. His throw to first is in time, and the inning is finally over. 10 men come to the plate for Glacier. 4 Crossett's. It's 4-0 Glacier as we head to the bottom of the first. Already work to do for Oakland on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM, The Answer. 4-0 Glacier. Here's the lineup that's going to try to tally some runs in the first.
Aaron Miles in his second year as field manager. 18-8 are the Oakland Ballers. They'll start with Tremaine Cobb Jr., the shortstop. Isai Santos, DH, bats second. Davis Druick, left fielder, had a 2-run double in the first inning yesterday. He bats third. Cam Buford, DH, bats fourth. Christian Almanza, first baseman, leads his team with 31 RBI, bats fifth. Daniel Harris, the fourth, bats sixth and plays second. Lou Helmick, the right fielder, in the seventh spot. Tyler Lozano, catcher, hits eighth, and Darrell Bugg, center fielder, bats ninth.
Luke Schaefer on the mound for the Glacier Range Riders hasn't had a great year in his 4 starts. He's 1-1 with a 7.89 ERA. He has struck out 31 batters in 21 1/3 innings, and he's only allowed 9 walks. And he had a great start against Oakland.
Yes, he did. 6 innings, 8 hits, and 3 earned runs allowed. No walks, 9 strikeouts. He did give up 2 bombs that day. But Glacier won 6-4. That's still the only win they have against the Ballers this year.
Here's Tremaine Cobb Jr. Shortstop will lead it off for Oakland. Batting .353, a home run, 14 RBI, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball down low. It's 1-0. So you want to get on. Plenty of time early in this game to come back. Cobb, a line drive, and that is into right field. That's a base hit. That was smacked.
Yeah, he pieced that one up. Tremaine Cobb, 103 off the bat. He got a high heater, and he did not miss it.
That'll bring up Isai Santos, who's the DH today. Santos yesterday was 1 for 4 with a single. He scored a run in the first inning. And just how you look to start this game out. First pitch, breaking ball to Santos is a strike. Isai batting .264. His on-base percentage, though, at .435. Almost gets on 1 every 2 at-bats. Isai takes a fastball high.
Defense for Glacier, left to right in the outfield. Ashworth, Liniak, Clarkson. Infield, first to third. Casarella, Beard, Lynch, Howell, Barranca, the catcher for the righty, Schaefer.
Barranca has been throwing out runners as well at a pretty decent clip. Santos looks at a pretty good breaking ball. That drops in for strike 2.
Yeah, Barranca this season has caught 4 runners stealing. And then Mendoza, who's so good at it, has only got 3. So, man, I mean, when you have Mendoza doing well and Barranca behind the dish, that's a good problem to have.
The 1-2 to Santos, takes a fastball up and in. Didn't have to think about that as he pulled the elbows out of the way. 2-2. Bottom of the first, the leadoff man is on at first, and Oakland trails 4-0 to Glacier. They've trailed every game of the series so far after the top of the first. They won the first 2 games, however. 2-2. Santos takes down and in. A good take, too, because he started to move the hands a little bit at the breaking ball and laid off 3-2. He just gives you such a good at-bat. 14 walks for him to 10 strikeouts. Now a 3-2 pitch. Schaefer set. His pitch is down and in to Santos. A breaking ball that Isai again lays off. It's a walk.
He is so patient up there and does not chase, and that's why he's hitting second in the lineup, because he can draw those walks, get aboard, And now it's Davis Druick, who, when he faced Schaefer, he had the most success of any baller. He was 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. Both balls hit around 105 miles an hour off the bat and went 400 feet. The double went further than the homer.
Santos' 15th walk, second most on the team behind Druick. First pitch is high and away for ball 1. 28 Ks for Druick. It's the most on the team, but he leads the team in doubles, home runs, and walks. 2 men on, nobody outs. The 1-0 to Davis Druick. He takes a strike on the outside. It's 1-1. What can the Ballers do for a response after giving up 4 in the top of the inning? Schaefer is set. Runners with big leads. The 1-1 is swung on and popped behind third. Over is the third baseman Howell, but that's out of play. It's 1-2. Druick at 347, which is second best on the team. We told you about Michael O'Hara going down. Did we tell you who came onto the team?
We did not talk about it.
We did not. 1-2 on its way. Druick takes down and in. It's 2-2. Gabe Tanner, a right-handed pitcher out of Danville, who pitched this year for Cal State East Bay. He is the newest baller, wearing 56 in the bullpen.
3.06 ERA this last year at Cal State East Bay in 94 innings.
We welcome Gabe Tanner, the newest Oakland baller. 2-2 to Druick. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed. Breaking ball right below the zone, and there's 1 away here in the first. That'll bring up Cam Buford. Buford, the third baseman. Bat with 2 men on, 1 man out. 330, 3 home runs, 17 driven in. Schaefer's first pitch is a fastball high and into Buford. It's 1-0.
Not quite as much success as Druick facing Schaefer that day on June 7th, but did collect a couple of singles, just no extra base hits against the righty.
Here comes the 1-0. To right, shallow, and that will fall. Santos needs to get the second, and he does not make it in time. Had a very poor read of that ball, and it's a fielder's choice, 9-6.
Man, the Ballers last night, the base running, made a couple mistakes, and Isai Santos started towards second, broke back to first, and you just can't do that. You got to get a better read of that ball. It was pretty clear it was going to fall in front of Clarkson.
It was the break back to first.
Yep, it killed
that did him in the end. Here's Almanza. The first pitch to Almanza. He swings, lines it up the middle. It's going to be the shortstop who grabs it there and steps on the bag. I thought that had a lot more muster on it than it did. It knuckled right into the glove of Lynch, who steps on the bag for a fielder's choice, 6 unassisted to get Buford, and the inning is over. It started with promise. It ends up with nothing, and it's 4-0 Glacier after 1 on 860 AM The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM The Answer. Logan Beard will lead things off against Zach St. Pierre. 4-0, Glacier leads. First pitch to St. Pierre is down low. So 10 batters in the first. 4 runs for Glacier. Oakland gets the first 2 on. They cannot score. The next pitch to St. Pierre, from St. Pierre to Beard, is fouled out of play. It's 0-1. Or 1-1, rather. St. Pierre from the windup. Pitch to Beard is off the hands, up the middle, a base hit. So Beard is on with a single. It's already the 6th hit for Glacier in this game.
Yeah, that one was probably the weakest yet. 76 off the bat, pitch in on the hands, and St. Pierre hoping to settle in the second inning.
I'll bring up Xavier Casarilla. He singled in his first at bat. First pitch is down low. Now Tanner, we brought up Gabe Tanner, the newest baller in the previous inning. He was a starting pitcher at Cal State East Bay, and if he needed to come into this game early, he has some potential length in him. Next pitch is a called strike, and I say that because Brody Aglite is starting tomorrow. That normally would be the Aglite role.
Yep. I think Adam Bogosian has also looked good in the length role, that long reliever.
Pitch on its way. Casarilla half swing. Does he go? Yes, says the umpire at first. It's 1-2. St. Pierre set. Short lead at first for Beard. And the pitch to Casarilla is hit to center field. Over his Bugs, into the alley. He's there. He makes the catch. One away here in the top of the second.
We saw yesterday Grant Taylor for Glacier get ambushed twice in the game, first and the third inning. And it's important for Zach, at least in one of the first 2 batters in these early innings, to get an out, and he's able to do so, getting Casarella to fly out.
Now Kenny Lavari, the designated hitter. He struck out. He was the first out of the first. He takes a fastball down and away. It's 1-0. Lavari, 6'2", 185 from Vineland, New Jersey. Previously played at Old Dominion University. Change up, low. It's 2-0.
Yep, stayed up in the Northeast for his summer ball, playing 3 years in the Cape.
If he gets to play in the Cape, then you're a pretty good player.
Yep.
The 2-0 to Lavari, a ground ball down the line, but foul, just foul. Would have been extra bases for Lavari. Lavari pinch hit in the 8th last night against Carson Lambert, and he struck out on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. I'm mistaken, actually. He played in Game 1.
No, you're right. He struck out yesterday.
No, but he also played in Game 1. I was
Yes.
mistaken that he did not participate in Game 1. He doubled in a run and walked twice. Lavari takes down and outside, 3-1.
Yeah, he's actually doubled 3 times in his last 5 games, so he's finding the power stroke. He's up to 7 extra base hits on the year.
3-1 to Lavari. 1 out here in the top of the second, 4-0 Range Riders. The pitch on its way is low. Another walk from Zach St. Pierre. That's already the 3rd he's allowed.
Like I said earlier, no walks last time out in 6 1/3. He needed just 67 pitches to cruise into the 7th. He's almost thrown 50 pitches tonight through just 1 1/3.
It's how it goes in baseball. Some days you have it, some days you don't. And I think we've talked in one way or another about the last 3 games. The starting pitcher, this is high to Liniak, 1-0, of not having it early. Matsuoka, Butts, and St. Pierre so far. And Matsuoka and Butts figured it out as the game went along, especially Butts yesterday had a really nice start. St. Pierre's got to do the same. Liniak takes a fastball at the bottom of the zone. You give up the 4 in the first, you can live with that.
Yep.
You just have to be able to figure out with what you have on this day
Right.
to get out of the jams or innings you might have in the following innings. The 1-1, Liniak takes a fastball low again.
It's a good point because 4 in this league, as we see so often, is not a death knell. Teams score runs in bunches, less so here between the Range Riders and the Ballers. These are two solid teams despite what the Range Riders' record suggests.
The 2-1 on its way, breaking ball too high. 3-1. Well, I said to Clarkson he had to throw a pitch in the zone, 3-2. 3-1, I feel like this has got to be in the zone as well. It is. Liniak to center. Coming in is Bugs. Still coming in. He makes the catch on the run. Boy, he had to quickly shift gears, Darryl Bugs. That was a line drive right at him, and notice that that was dropping quite rapidly. He came in and made the catch out in front of him, and back to the bag at second goes Beard. 2 outs in the inning for Howell.
I don't know a way to calculate defensive runs saved in the Pioneer League, but Bugs already has a couple of them this season. That was an important catch right there out in center, racing in headlong towards home plate.
And with the different first pitch on its way to Howell is fastball inside. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not splits. When you play lefty against the righty and righty against the lefty.
Well, it's splits.
Yes, but there's I'll think of it in a second. The 1-0 on its way to Howell. Fastball is catching the top of the zone there, 1-1. All right, with the time he has split with Michael O'Hara, let's just say that.
Oh, platoon?
With the platoon situation, thank you,
there you go,
that Bugs has been in with O'Hara. And now with Bugsy playing so well these last couple of games, does he swing? Yes, says Ricardo Rodriguez at first. It's 1-2. And now O'Hara going down for a week. Bugs is going to get a real look at center field for a while here. And it's a good thing that he is hot, too, because he's playing some really good ball right now. St. Pierre said it's 1-2 to Gabe Howell. The pitch on its way is a ground ball, foul down the third base line. It'll stay 1-2.
That was another pitch, just left a bit too far up from St. Pierre. Bottom of the zone. Got to bury that changeup.
It's not a bad spot. It is a bad spot on 1-2, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do the 1-2 again. St. Pierre kicks and fires, and this is to center field. Bugs coming in, and he will make the catch again. That line drive hung up for him that time. All 3 outs into the glove of Bugsy in center field. No runs on a hit, no errors. 2 men left on base. They have scored 4, the Range Riders have, but they've also left 5 on base after 2 innings. Ballers to hit in the second. It's 4-0 Range Riders on 860 AM. The Answer. Bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Glacier. I'm Tyler Peterson. Alongside me is Nevada Cullen. Danny Harris, Lou Helmick, and Tyler Lozano are the 3 to bat here in the second inning. They need something, little something. They got a couple men on in the first. Couldn't bring anybody in. So how can Harris change that to begin the second inning? So he'll stand in. Batting .317, 3 home runs, and 20 RBI. First pitch, line drive on 2 hops. It's past the shortstop, who had no chance, I don't think. That was just wicked hop past him. I'd have to believe that's going to be a base hit. Well, it was not a ball that Lynch got in front of. And it just went to his right. He misplayed that ball, but I think it was more the ball getting through than Lynch not playing it correctly. Lou Helmick swings and fouls it away. It's 0-1. Off the bat at 106, by the way. Helmick coming in at 322, a home run and 16 RBI. The 0-1. Breaking ball, drops in on the outer half. It's 1-2.
To this point, he has had his greatest successes against this Glacier team. 379 hitter against the Range Riders with 6 RBI and a pair of doubles.
Harris a decent lead at first. Schaefer's 0-2. Helmick looks at a pitch high. That's a tough pitch to take, a curveball dropping down to the top of the zone. It stayed high, but you get a little antsy as you watch that thing drop in. Schaefer is set. Here comes a 1-2. Helmick swings, powers this to center. Back is the center fielder Liniak. Toward the track, at the wall, he makes the catch. Not quite deep for Helmick's second.
I think Helmick might have been a little late. He inside-outed that pitch, and if he maybe is able to turn on that one, he does a little more damage with it. 93 off the bat, still hit it 343 feet. Very deep to left center.
I'll bring up Tilo, Tyler Lozano. With one out here in the second, 4-0 Range Riders. First pitch swung on, fouled back. Lozano up to 327. That's 17 hits in 52 at-bats. Those at-bats, I do not believe, give him a qualified batting average. I think you need 2.7 ABs per game. 0-1. Lozano swings to center field. Shallow. Liniak now going back, and he makes the catch, second out.
I think Lozano hit a little better than Liniak guessed at first, but not well enough to hit it over his head in center field. However, the Balls are striking the ball quite well against Schaefer. The hits just aren't quite falling yet.
Here's Bugs. He's up to 270 on the year. No home runs, 6 RBI, but he does have 2 doubles and 3 triples.
Now is where you're going to see Harris go at some point, I believe, in this at-bat.
First pitch to Bugsy. Takes a fastball down and in. It's 1-0. And it may not be until Bugs has a strike in the at-bat. Because if Harris is thrown out, you still have Bugs leading off the next inning, which is not a bad deal. Bugs swings and misses. There's a fastball just blown past him. It's 1-1. 2 outs in the inning. Harris at first. The pitch to Bugs. He swings, grounds it towards short. Lynch has this one, goes the short way, and the inning is over. The out on Harris goes 6-4. The Ballers get the leadoff man on again, but cannot do anything with it. No runs on a hit, no errors, a man left on base. We head to the top of the third. It's Oakland trailing Glacier 4-0. Bottom of the order, lead it off here in the top of the third. Lynch, Barranca, and Ashworth against Zach St. Pierre here on Juneteenth Day at the ballpark, Jubilee Day. Oakland in their black Oakland Stands Up jerseys. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen bringing you this game. Lynch had an RBI single in the first. First pitch is a fastball at the top of the zone for a called strike one.
That's his 5th career RBI against Oakland. He had 4 last year with Great Falls.
The 0-1 is a big cut and a miss at the changeup. It's 0-2. I want to say he had 4 extra base hits in that series against Oakland.
3 doubles.
3 doubles, okay.
Good guess.
I mean, he was hitting the ball everywhere. We were looking him up. Manhattan College, I believe.
Ithaca,
okay.
Manhattan was correct.
All right. 0-2 on its way to Lynch. He takes low.
He also played with the Trenton Thunder in 2023, so was not teammates with Bogo or with Roddy.
Ground ball toward Harris. He gets a nice big hop. His throw on to first is in time. I wonder about Roddy because I know he was, I believe, 2 years in the draft league.
Well, in
Is
that
that not
case,
right?
they probably would have been teammates. Alec Rodriguez did, in fact, cross paths then with Jack Lynch. We would assume he pitched 8 games in the draft league with Trenton in 23. That's not a guarantee, though, because of how the draft league works.
Yes, that is true. I don't think that Rodriguez pitched in the second half of the draft league, and Lynch may have only played in the second half. Barranca looks at a ball, and now he swings and hits this out to center field. This is fairly deep. Bugs is back in front of the track. He's there, and he will make a one-handed catch for the second out. 4 straight outs here for St. Pierre.
Helmick got uncomfortably close there to Darryl Bugs. Almost crashed into him gently after Bugs made the catch in center.
Here's Kyle Ashworth. 2 away, bases are empty. St. Pierre's first pitch to Ashworth. Touch inside to begin the at-bat. It's 1-0. Neither team has used one of their 3 challenges so far. Ashworth looks at a breaking ball that drops in for strike 1. His hit was really the cherry on top for Glacier in the first inning. That was the 4th run that was driven in. Breaking ball that stays a touch high.
Yeah, because it was 3-0 at the time. He makes it 4-0. Now it feels like the Ballers have a bit of a mountain to climb. Nothing crazy, but 4 is a big lead.
High chopper. Buford takes the big hop. His throw on to first is in time, and Zach St. Pierre has a 1-2-3 third inning. And we move on to the bottom of the third. Can that get a little momentum going for Oakland? They'll have the top of the order when we come back. 4-0 Glacier on 860 AM, The Answer.
Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com.
Bottom of the third, 4-0 Range Riders. They just had the daily Oakland trivia question. All right, Nevada, I'm kicking you off.
I'm gone.
All right, get out of here. Go. We're making space. Grab your things and go. Tremaine Cobb in the top of the order to face off against Luke Schaefer. The first pitch is a called strike one. Now, we often call our third inning the celebrity third inning, and oftentimes we say it somewhat tongue-in-cheek because we'll have a baller celebrity like maybe Mr. Paul Friedman or one of our workers here at the stadium. We have a real celebrity today. It's the accomplished actor Blair Underwood. Blair, Tyler Peterson, very nice to meet you, sir.
Tyler, great to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Cobb, a little nubber towards short. Lynch will pick it up. He'll throw to first. It is in time. It's so good to have you on here. I will say, as a Ballers owner, how do you like your team?
Oh, man, no, I love it. They're doing well so far. They look good. They're doing their thing, and the fans are having a great time. What's not to love?
You've been in a couple games here now, and we got to have you tell someone's story. And today on Juneteenth, Jubilee Day, you told the story of Jimmy Claxton.
Yes.
Who was a early color breaker in the color barrier breaker in the PCL, the old Pacific Coast League.
That's right.
Professional baseball. And not many people know about Jimmy Claxton, and we got to learn about him. He played for the old Oakland Oaks.
That's right.
My grandfather's team growing up.
Wait,
Roots,
did he play for Oakland?
No, just
Okay.
as a fan. But the Oakland
Nice.
roots go very deep for
Yes, they
baseball
do.
around here. Who was the man?
Oh, well, Jimmy Claxton, as I understood, because I was educated myself. You know, he was on the Oakland Oaks for just a short period of time, only for like I think literally 2 weeks. He registered as Native American, and when they realized he was African American, they kind of basically booted him from the team. But also, what he's also known for is, of course, being the first African American to have a baseball card named after him.
Now that is first of all, a great piece of trivia, but also a very, very big honor to have. I think that is a fantastic accomplishment for him as Druick hits this off of his leg and he goes down.
Oh.
And that did not hurt. He hit that one off of his shin. Isai Santos was hit by a pitch. He's at first, and here comes Bruce Valentine to have a chat with Druick, who is in all sorts of pain right now behind home plates. And he is down to a knee. And this is not good. Oakland's leading RBI man, Oakland's leading home run man, Oakland's second best hitter. And while he gets attended to, we'll continue our discussion with Blair Underwood.
Yeah,
I got to ask you, yes.
No, I hope he's okay.
Oh, I hope he's okay as well. The Oakland Ballers, I know you are not originally from this area.
That's correct.
How did you get involved with this team, hear about their story?
I got involved through my business partner, Gary Reeves, who is from this area,
Yes.
Berkeley and Oakland. And he told me about the amazing things that were happening last season at the beginning, and I was just impressed and inspired by the team, but also what, Paul and Brian had created here, but also the community involvement.
Yes.
That's what I was most inspired by and what I got excited about the most.
Here, Druick looks to be okay. He'll step back in the box,
Okay.
which is good to see. Now, I don't know if you knew what this area looked like the last couple of years, but as far as the way this team has, first of all, ingrained themselves to the community, got everybody on board of having
Yes.
a baseball team in their neighborhood.
Yes.
The growth in this part of West Oakland really has been immense. Druick to left field. This is deep, and this is off the wall. They're going to play the ball off the wall, throw it in. Davis Druick, he looks to be okay as he runs in with a two-bagger.
That's great.
All right. But not just the field, but the streets surrounding the new food hall in center field. I mean, what in particular, because it's one thing to say, hey, that's really cool. It's another thing to say, I want to get involved. How did you take that step?
Yeah, well, Gary had a personal relationship with Paul Friedman.
Yeah.
And that was the connection. That was the connective tissue, if you will.
Gotcha.
And we started talking. I came down. He showed me the field, gave me a whole tour of the facilities, and I'd already done my homework on the history of the team.
Yep.
The very brief history of the team, and I said it just makes sense. And I have family here.
Yes.
In the area. My son works at Apple. He's here in the Bay Area, so it gave me another excuse to come up here and spend time. So it checked all the boxes.
Perfect. We're speaking with Blair Underwood. It's second and third, one away for the Ballers here in the bottom of the inning. Buford down the line. The third baseman picks it up. His only play is at first. It is in time, but that does bring a run in, and it's a run for Blair here in the third.
I'll take that.
And it'll be a 5-3 ground out, an RBI for Buford. Santos scores, and it's 4-1. Now, we do keep track of all of our guests on the Celebrity Third Inning.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, of how many runs they score. Ben, who sits 2 seats away from you, who does a lot of our podcasting, he scored 2 runs, so you have a chance to take the lead here.
I think we're going to make it.
All right. Here is Christian Almanza, 2 away in the inning. I would like to ask, what's your relationship with baseball been throughout your life?
Well, now that's that's a tricky question.
Okay.
I played Jackie Robinson in a movie called Soul of the Game for HBO. I played football all of my life, so I had a problem and did well actually. But I went out for the baseball team in high school. I had issues throwing the ball because I just the football would roll off my fingers.
Sure.
The baseball was a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would aim at you, Tyler. It
Yep.
would end up on that wall over there. So I said, that's not for me. I'll watch baseball and enjoy baseball. But it's always been something I've enjoyed watching. I just knew it wasn't for me to play.
Yeah. Jackie, I do believe, though, was accomplished at football as well at UCLA.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Almanza in a 1-2 count. Schaefer ready at the belt. His pitch on his way, and he takes down and in. Now, when you took that role as Jackie, was that something that you saw as, I've got to have that role? Or was it more or less, this is interesting, or you jumped on that right away?
No, I felt like I had to have it. He was such an iconic and is an iconic name, having broken the color barrier, moving from the Negro Leagues initially, and then up to the Brooklyn Dodgers. It was something exciting, something I wanted to be a part of telling that story. And then later on, another film was made with, forgot the actor's name. He passed away. He was.
Yes.
Yeah, but they did another film about Jackie Robinson after that.
That's fouled off the leg of Almanza. It's a 2-2 count. I'm also doing the same thing in my mind. I feel like it's right there on the tip of my tongue.
Black Panther. He starred in Black Panther. And
can't think of the gentleman's name at the moment.
Yes.
Do you know what? I've got my little computer.
Look at you. It's messing with you now.
Yes, that was played by Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. The great Chadwick Boseman. Yes, that's right.
Swing and a miss by Almanza. The inning is over. The Ballers do have a run, and they get it with Blair Underwood in the seat next to me. Blair,
I love it.
I do appreciate you coming on. Please do enjoy the rest of today's ball game.
Tyler, I appreciate you, man.
And thank you
Very
so much.
impressive watch you do your work. Do the interview and call the game.
Hey, it's baseball, man. We have fun out here. We have a good time. And I will say thank you as well for being involved with this team and telling the story of Jimmy Claxton with us today.
Absolutely. Absolutely my pleasure. Truly an honor.
We move on to the fourth. 4-1 Glacier on 860 AM. The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball. Here in the top of the fourth, it's 4-1, a Glacier Range Riders lead. We really do appreciate having Blair Underwood with us in the bottom of the third inning. And if you want to hear more about the story of Jimmy Claxton, it is on the Ballers social media channels. First pitch from St. Pierre to Clarkson is high. 1-2. And again, one of the first players in professional American baseball, not MLB, but in professional American baseball to break the color barrier in the old Pacific Coast League, the Oakland Oaks. 1-1 on its way. Down low. Of course, Oakland, famous for a number of reasons in the civil rights movement and social justice movements. When it comes to, there's a high, deep drive to right field. And that one's not coming back. Clarkson hits it out. Clarkson jumped all over that pitch, which was a changeup right down the middle of the plates. And the run that Oakland got in the third inning is given right back. Make it a 5-1 ball game. And Clarkson stops me right in the middle of my speech, but we are celebrating Juneteenth today and Jubilee Days. It was originally known in Texas. Pitch on its way to Beard is a called strike. St. Pierre's next pitch is a swing and a miss. Let me just clear my throat here before I call this next pitch.
Oh, yes. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back by Beard. And it's 0-2.
You saw what I was going for.
Yeah,
there.
that was smooth. So after the solo homer, a chance for St. Pierre to bounce back and give the crowd some beer. Misses high, 1-2. That did not miss by too much. 90-mile-an-hour fastball just north of the zone. 1-2 the count, righty-righty battle. Pitch. Slapped foul off to the right. Still 1-2. So, Tyler, I couldn't help but notice you were talking about Juneteenth when I came on, right?
Yes.
Well, this is exactly when I wanted to talk about that. 1-2 pitch is laced into left field. Druick makes the catch. One down. Because, of course, I think as it is, today is more about this day in American history than this day in Oakland baseball history.
Okay.
Although I do want to talk about what happened a year ago today for the Ballers. They beat YOLO 7-3. But more importantly today, as Casarilla stands in with one out, base is empty against the righty St. Pierre, and swings and fouls it back 0-1. So, again, stop me if you just talked about this, but Emancipation Proclamation, that's 1863. That effectively frees the slaves, but not everywhere in the United States.
The news does not get out. Yes.
Right. 0-1 fouled back, 0-2. So freedom finally comes for all African Americans on June 19th, 1865. Around 2,000 Union troops arrive in Galveston Bay, Texas. 0-2 is tapped slowly towards third, just to the left of the bag foul. And so the Army announced that more than 250,000 enslaved black people in the state of Texas were free by executive decree. This day came to be known as Juneteenth, and by the newly freed people in Texas. 0-2. And I heard you mention Texas. That's inside 1 and 2.
And the interesting part there is, something that is said in Pennsylvania. How long does it take to get across the country in those days?
1-2 is outside. They didn't have social media.
Well, how about the Battle of New Orleans, which you think of as a big battle in the Civil War? That didn't occur into. Well, now hold on, I think I'm getting my wars mixed up here.
That's
Stand
okay.
by.
2-2 pitch is just poked into the screen. Still 2-2.
I'm thinking about the War of 1812. Anyway,
you're a little early.
The War of 1812, the Battle of New Orleans, didn't occur until after the treaty was signed to end the war.
Crazy.
And that was Andrew Jackson's victory in New Orleans. However, the cell phone didn't arrive in 1863, so the methods of communication were ostensibly the same.
2-2 outside corner, strike 3 called. Casarella down looking, 2 away. Third strikeout for St. Pierre. 2 outs, space is empty here in the top of the 4th inning. The Ballers trail the Range Riders 5-1.
I caught myself in the middle of that.
Nice.
I knew better.
So what is Juneteenth now, I think, is the question. Juneteenth, it's in 2021 established as a federal holiday, and it serves essentially as our country's second Independence Day. Ground ball towards short, backhanded by Cobb. Long throw to first is on the money. And it's in time for out number 3. TJ Clarkson with the solo homer to start the 4th inning. And no damage after that against Zach St. Pierre. 5-1 Glacier. They restore their 4-run lead, heading to the home 4th against the Oakland Ballers on 860 AM The Answer.
District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glaziers, and floor coverers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, and strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Definitely need dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future, one skilled trade at the time. Just stay on the script, Tyler.
That's okay. You did your best. Well, you did it. You got through it. Here's Danny Harris. He takes outside to start the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0. The Ballers trail the Glacier Range Riders 5-1. Ballers attempting to win a 6th straight game for the first time this season, but Glacier up by 4. Harris then hacks and misses 1-1.
I want to talk about something because I had a long drive today with some traffic, and I had a chance to think about today's holiday.
1-1, a half swing from Harris, but he went 1-2.
So we'll do this edition of Tyler's Thoughts here in the bottom of the 4th. Ostensibly, Juneteenth is a new holiday for the country.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people who knew it was celebrated or there was something that happened.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and a good breaking ball from Schaefer. That's his 3rd strikeout. Harris down swinging to start the bottom of the 4th.
But really didn't know what it was all about, sort of the meat and potatoes or history behind it. And ostensibly, for me, what I was thinking of it was really what difference is it than Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving was held in the upper Northeast.
Swing and a miss by Helmick.
In an early part of the country.
Okay.
To a small group of Americans.
Helmick takes in the dirt, 1-1.
But it's something we celebrate years later countrywide. And Juneteenth, again, is something that happened in a particular part of the country, in Texas, and is now celebrated countrywide.
1-1 is slapped into left field. Lou Helmick has a base hit. One hop for Ashworth there in left. 1 out single for Lou. I like where you're going with that. I think most accurately put, it could be considered a mix, in my opinion, then, of Thanksgiving and the 4th of July, Independence Day.
Yes.
Because
and I would say with the 4th of July, that is more of sort of a national recognition because it did something countrywide, whereas for a particular group of people in a particular place, it was extremely significant. And
Helmick
now
runs first pitch low, and he steals second off of Schaefer. Ball 1.
And now it is celebrated countrywide. So I thought in that sense, for people who may not still get what it's all about or understand where it comes from, I think if you think about it that way, that might help.
1-0 the count. Schaefer against Lozano, who lined out to center field last time up, trying to get Helmick home from second with 1 away in the 4th. Lozano takes on the outside corner, 1-1. I also think the other parallel to the 4th of July is how you celebrate Juneteenth. I think a lot of people celebrating Juneteenth would have a cookout. I think that's something that is pretty popular in celebrating the holiday, as is the 4th of July. Lozano pops one up left side of the infield. Lynch and Howell could get it. It's Howell, the third baseman, who's underneath it, and nearly dropped it, but catches it while falling back towards the outfield. 2 down. So Lozano pops out. There are 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now it's the 9-hitter Darryl Buggs. Ballers trailing 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Notice the new player card up on the video board out and right as Buggs flies one foul.
That's some magic by Brennan Coulthurst. Those are our little player videos that appear before the player cards.
Nice. That was a good look. 0-1 on Buggsy. Fielder's choice last time ended the 2nd. Schaefer trying to get him to end the 4th. This is Schaefer's best start so far this season. Pitch outside, 1-1. It's right there with his start against Oakland where he gave up just 3 earned runs over 6. Right now it's 1 run. It was earned over nearly 4 innings. Second baseman Beard near the vicinity of Helmick at second base. 1-1 from the righty Schaefer. And Buggs swings and misses at a good breaking ball. That slider-looking pitch has been working well for Schaefer today. He easily diced up Harris to strike him out to start this inning. Now trying to strike out Buggs here to end the 4th. 1-2, Schaefer kicks, fires, got him. Again with the slider, and that's his 4th strikeout. His first time striking out 2 in an inning as Helmick hits the 1-out single, but is left stranded at second base. We go to the 5th, Glacier 5, Oakland 1 on 860 AM The Answer. Watching the knocker ball knockout here at Raimondi Park before the start of the 5th inning. It was a little goose chase right there. And eventually Scrappy knocked one of them over. It is 5-1 Glacier in the top of the 5th. And it is Liniak, Howell, and Lynch to face Zach St. Pierre. It's also time for Tyler to ask me something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
All right,
I'm sorry. There was fun violence on the field, so I had to watch.
So, Ballers trail by 4. Zach St. Pierre still on the hill. His pitch count at 86. He hopes to finish the 5th here. Liniak, Howell, and Lynch are the batters. First to the righty is fouled back, so it's 0-1 on Liniak. Maybe it's time for me to ask you a question.
Oh my!
I'm just kidding. That's not how things work here on Question on the Answer.
When you were gone, because you had to be a tour guide.
0-1. Inside, 1-1.
We did allow a little AMA on the old YouTube.
Hey, I'm happy to open it up to those listening on YouTube. Ask us anything. Pop up right side of the infield. Christian Almanza at first makes the catch. There is one away.
Let's do it. AMA, your questions to us. Go.
All right. When will you wear wigs? You said ask you anything, right?
Have you worn wigs? When will you wear wigs?
Oh, one out. Gabe Howell at the dish. And he grounds one to third. Buford catches it, throws. Got him. 2 down. All right. My question to you. Short version or extended version when you watch the Lord of the Rings
Oh, I
movies.
thought you were going to say All Too Well, but that's I've seen them. I don't know. I watched. Are all versions the extended version?
No, the extended version's 4 hours long.
I have
each
not.
movie.
I have not watched that one then.
First pitch to Lynch, the lefty, a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. 5-1 Range Riders in front in the top of the 5th inning. Lynch is 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. Foul ball off to the left, 0-2.
Yeah, if you got any questions for us, go to the YouTube chat, ask us. We're happy to answer today.
I'm all about extended versions, whether it's Lord of the Rings, whether it's All Too Well, 10-minute version Taylor Swift, or Curtis Mayfield's Move On Up. Swing and a miss! And Zach St. Pierre moved on up in the strike zone for that K with the high cheese blown past Lynch, and he has his second 1-2-3 frame of the night. 5-1 Glacier over Oakland. We head to the home 5th on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. You better have some questions for us when we come back.
Do you have leaky pipes? When will you have clogged drains? Step up to the plates and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula with honest, dependable service. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us. And I will tell you, quite honestly, I don't think there's anything worse than plumbing and water issues in your house. I have some post-traumatic stress from some broken pipes in some apartments I've had. So if you have problems, call Mr. Rooter Plumbing.
All right, bottom of the 5th. Here's Tremaine Cobb Jr. leading off the frame. First pitch to him is a strike, bottom of the zone. 0-1. Ballers trail 5-1 here in the home 5th against the Glacier Range Riders. Do we finally have questions?
I got questions for you.
All right, on question on the answer. 0-1 pitch. Cobb, half swing to first, rolled it there, and it is touched in fair ground, picked up by the pitcher, Schaefer, and he taps the bag just ahead of Cobb. It's a lucky 3-1 out turn by the Glacier Range Riders.
It's a 3-1, but not the way you think you're going to write a 3-1 in your book.
There was no flip involved.
It might have been a push. We can get to some questions here on Question on the Answer.
Please.
All right.
Here's Isai Santos. First pitch to the left-handed hitter is taken for a strike on the outside corner.
I'm going to go Jaina LB, best baseball movie.
Best baseball movie is...
Hold on. You can ask us anything, and you ask us best baseball movie?
Santos breaks his bat, ground ball to first, picked up by Casarella. His flip is on time to Schaefer. 2-3-1 putouts in very different ways, 2 down. Yeah, I was going to say we should do a... You know what? I'm going to say Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay, going outside the box.
Yep.
See, now that's a baseball movie the same way that Die Hard is.
It's a Christmas movie?
A Christmas movie.
Yep.
It's not a Christmas movie. It is a movie that's arbitrarily set at Christmas. So in that sense, it's the same as, was it Prometheus or Alien 2?
No idea.
Okay, well.
First pitch to Druick is an outside strike, 0-1.
Out of default, I have to say Moneyball.
Okay.
Jesse says, no way, this man said, are all versions the extended version. Listen, I have very little frame of reference.
0-1 is inside, 1-1.
What is a range rider? Ooh, that is a good question. Is it a park ranger? Tell us, Nevada, what a range rider is.
1-1 is the count on Druick. That pitch was challenged, though, and it'll stay a ball. So Glacier down to 2 challenges. Well, a range rider, the mascot for Glacier, inspired by the early 20th century outdoorsman patrolling the 1.3 million acres that is now Glacier National Park. The term range rider has deep regional roots. These defenders of the wilderness protected and preserved the area from poachers, wildfires, and timber thieves. There's your answer.
There you go. Favorite baseball player as a kid? Alex Ackman wants to know.
Okay, 1-1. Druick offered 1 and 2. I'd have to go a tie between Adam Jones and Manny Machado of the Baltimore Orioles.
Interesting.
1-2. Druick takes high and away. You?
Very young Miguel Tejada.
Good choice.
David Wright for a time. Pablo Sandoval for a time.
We share a love for Miguel Tejada.
We do share a love for Miguel Tejada.
A's and O's.
Josh Willingham for 1 year.
Man.
That's the only A's jersey I have that has a player name and number. It's Josh Willingham. I do have a jersey signed by both Brett Anderson and Trevor Cahill.
5-1 lead for Glacier here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 out spaces empty and a 2-2 count on Druick, who doubled his last time up. And this time gets hit in the arm, and that's the second batter hit in the last 3 innings by Schaefer. 2 out base runner for the Ballers, and Cam Buford is next.
Jeff and Nancy Butts want to know, why does it take so long to bring an ERA down when it takes little time to elevate it? Because the there's the denominator. What's the one on top?
Earned
Quick.
runs.
No, the math chart.
Numerator.
The numerator will always bring numbers up more quickly than adding to the denominator.
Pop fly to first, foul ground, and Buford fouls out. And the real reason is because we are plotting against Reed Butts and just him only, making sure not to deflate his ERA. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's what Tyler said. So the Ballers leave Druick after the hit by pitch here in the 5th. And through 5, the score, Glacier 5, Oakland 1 on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 6th here from Ramondi Park, 6-1 Glacier over Oakland. The game's not going the Ballers' way, so let's keep doing the question on the answer.
Well, we've got extra questions
Yes.
that we didn't get to, and so we'll finish those, but you're cut off now. It's the 6th inning.
No more questions.
Oh, okay. Jesse, here we go. Best Lego set to date. Now we're talking.
First pitch from St. Pierre is popped up on the infield. St. Pierre wants it. Almanza says no, no, no. Barranca thunders his bat into the ground. 1 down after the foul out on pitch 1.
Now, when I was young, I was all over the Bionicles. All over the Bionicles when I was young. The Lego Star Wars sets, big fan as well. You had to look up what a Bionicle is. That
Yes, I'm not a Lego guy.
Are you that younger?
I'm not a Lego guy. That's all.
You're not a Lego guy?
Are you questioning my masculinity there? There's a first pitch strike to Ashworth, nothing in 1.
I thought Lego sort of cuts across all demographics.
Yeah, that's fair. It does. It does. 0-1 is outside. 1-1.
You only had Mega Blocks in the Cullen household.
No, we only had Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. 1-1 pitch is lined into right center field. Bugs gets there and catches it waist high for out number 2. I am lying. We did have Legos. My brother liked them more than I did.
Okay, well, I can tell you I had many Lego. I had Lego Chess, the CD-ROM game.
Oh, man. I did enjoy a bit of Lego Star Wars on the Wii.
Lego Star on the Wii. Interesting.
Yeah.
PS2 for me.
Okay. 2 out spaces empty for Clarkson, leadoff man. 2 for 3 today with a homer against Zach St. Pierre, who's now thrown 97 pitches. First toss here, hit right back up the middle. Cobb is able to get there. It was slowly hit. Throw to first is way off line, and that's a throwing error on Cobb.
What do we got? Base hit.
Oh,
We
okay.
got a base hit.
Let's give it to Clarkson. All right.
I'm on the wrong page. I returned my book over.
So that's Clarkson's 4th 3-hit game of the year. Brings up Logan Beard, who has 2 down and a runner on first. Logan Beard at the plate, the beer batter. No strikeouts today. He has hit safely twice, and he lines one down the left field line. It hooks foul. It's the last chance for St. Pierre to get the beer batter.
All right, let's
That was
finish.
it for the questions?
No,
or-
no. Let's finish up some of these questions here as well.
A 1 count. St. Pierre looks towards first. The righty Beard waits. Fouls it back, and the Ballers fans 1 pitch away.
All right, we're going to finish on Ben's question. Can you name the remaining starting rotation after Trevor Cahill and Brett Anderson? We're going to go Parker. Wait a minute, he must have been in the mix, no?
0-2. Swung on and miss. St. Pierre grants the Raimondi Park faithful some $5 beer to end his day with a K. That's 5 strikeouts for Zach. That's $5 beer for the fans. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-1 Oakland trails Glacier on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 6th, the Oakland Ballers trail the Glacier Range Riders 5-1 in the home 6th inning. Elijah Wood alongside Dominic Monahan here on 860 AM The Answer.
What are you talking about?
That'll be Nevada Cullen and Tyler Peterson instead, as Almanza takes strike 1.
To try to answer Ben's question, do the names Josh Outman or Graham Godfrey strike you a certain way?
And it sounds like Tyler's on the right track. 0-1 is low and away to Almanza.
I feel like Parker would have been in the playoff rotation against the Tigers the same time as Anderson and Cahill.
Open stance lefty Almanza wait for the pitch from Schaefer, swings and fouls it off.
Oh, Gio Gonzalez, yeah, he was in the mix. Dallas Braden, yes.
I feel like y'all are talking an alien language right now. 1-2 pitch to Almanza is hit slowly back to Taylor. He collects, basket catch, lobs it over to first for out number 1. Of course, I'm saying that because I'm not a Bay Area native, and so I don't know the A's old rotation like y'all do. But
Wei in Chen. We're getting
Wei in
into-
Chen. Yeah,
so
now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Okay.
You're speaking my language now. Nobody on for Danny Harris, who's 1 for 2 today. He is on a 9-game hit streak now. He hits with the Ballers down 5-1 in the home 6th. Swings and lines one sharply under the glove of the shortstop Lynch and into left field. Danny Harris has his 10th multi-hit game of the year, and the Ballers have a 1-out base runner here in the 6th. Can they keep it going and pass the bat? Lou Helmick is next.
They've had the runners on. This is a 4-run game. This does not feel like how the last 2 games felt long. This does feel close.
Yep. No, 4-run lead right now. Feels like the Ballers could erase it quickly as Helmick shoots one foul off to the screen left side, 0-1. Helmick in this game is 1 for 2. Lefty hitter against the righty Schaefer. Pitch swung on and missed, but gets past Barranca, and so it's a wild pitch. And Helmick allows Harris to advance to second by not making contact with that ball. Wild pitch, yeah?
I think so. Ben may have a replay. I just want to see whether that ball bounced. We're not actually watching the broadcast. You might actually know better than I.
Foul ball and then a swinging strike from Helmick, so he's way behind, 0-2, and calls time. Facing Schaefer, Helmick is 1 for 2 in this game.
Yeah, it's absolutely a wild pitch, but Barranca could have done a lot better.
Yeah, I think that's fair. 0-2 from Schaefer, who's been dealing. And Helmick hits it sharply to second, backhanded by Beard. His throw to first is in time, and Harris scoots up to third. It's a productive out, but at what cost, as the Ballers have now are at 2 outs in the inning instead of 1.
That's the minimum from Helmick there. That's the get him in and then parenthetically get him over, I guess, if you can.
Yeah. Lozano, 0 for 2 in this game. He's due for a hit on a 3-game hit streak. Came in 5 for his last 12 with a couple RBI. First pitch to the right-handed hitting catcher is swung on and laced foul into the stands right side. Bounces into the bleachers about 5 rows from the top.
If Oakland wants something out of this game, there's plenty of time, but this feels like a time where it's, hey, we're still here, we're going to make noise.
Lozano a line out and a pop out today. 0-1 swung on and missed, and that breaking ball from Schaefer has been effective today. The Ballers have not had success against that pitch. Schaefer has only allowed 4 runs in 2 starts now versus Oakland. And Lozano takes in the dirt. Catcher can't find it. Coming home, Harris. He will score. No play at the plate. I think Barranca thought Lozano offered.
I also think he could have done a lot better. He had no idea where that ball was. It is a wild pitch, but again, I think Barranca, for the second time in this inning, could have done better.
And so that's a huge run in this game. 2 wild pitches effectively score Harris after his 1-out single, and now there's less pressure on Lozano, who would still like to keep the inning going.
All right, give that to Lou Helmick, an RBI in spirit.
I like it. 1-2. And Lozano hits it too short, gobbled up by Lynch. His throw to first is on the money for out number 3. So the Ballers do get a run in the 6th inning and are within 3. It's 5-2 Glacier heading to the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the 7th inning, Glacier leads Oakland 5-2. Ballers get a run in the bottom of the 6th, and to start the 7th, it's Zach St. Pierre on the hill. And with Kenny Lavaria lefty due up, I think Xavier Casarella is the last batter he'll face.
I wonder to see whether or not it's Franzen that's warming in the bullpen or not another member of the staff. No one is warming.
I have no idea. Maybe St. Pierre is going to.
Now it looks
Gonna
like
go.
Bogo might be grabbing a ball, Adam Bogosian.
Okay. So Bogo maybe is next out of the pen after St. Pierre. First to Casarella is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
I mean, we thought Butts was a surprise yesterday.
Right, and now we see Zach St. Pierre on 102 pitches throwing here in the 7th. The 0-1 is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2, and it does just feel to me, I don't know about you, Tyler, that Zach St. Pierre gets better as the game goes on. Clearly tonight that's the case after the 4-run first. 0-2 is poked foul into the stands. The right side actually just in front of him. It glanced off the netting and fell harmlessly. Still 0-2.
The main reason I say I'm so surprised by this is because the Ballers now have 14 pitchers on the staff with Tanner, the newest baller, on the staff now.
0-2 powered to center field. Bugs racing back. He's at the track. He looks up. It's off the wall. Bugs will fire it in, and cruising in a second is Casarella with a leadoff double here in the 7th. So St. Pierre, in this case, left in for one batter too long. This should be it for him here in the top of the 7th with nobody out. Casarella with the leadoff double. Nobody emerging yet.
Bogo wasn't up.
Pen.
He just now is throwing. So they would have to call a couple of meetings if they wanted to take out St. Pierre now.
He's getting hot. And Lavari, the lefty, next, who if memory serves, St. Pierre actually, yes, better against lefties last year. Reverse splits for St. Pierre. 2-strike double as Lavari looks to bunt and then takes ball 1. That was a missed call blatantly there by Robert McGee. That was at the bottom of the zone. First missed call of the day by him. So it's 1-0 now on Lavari. It should be 0-1.
And there are TrackMan missed calls, which is unfair, really, to an umpire. But that was a missed call.
Makeup call there, even though it was a strike. It was high and outside, just on the edge. And I think that could have been a called ball if the last pitch had been a strike. 1-1 on Lavari, who squared for the first pitch. Now he looks at strike 2 on the outside corner, so I guess he's not bunting. What a weird plate appearance so far. Missed call on a pulled back bunt that was a strike. And then 2 strikes taken without a bunt attempt. 1-2. Outside, called ball 2. That was a good call from Robert McGee. Again, he's been good tonight, just the one missed call.
That was a great pitch because it never was a strike, but boy, did it almost look like it was.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch from St. Pierre is nubbed foul to the on-deck batter, Kingston Liniak.
That's a big stake that was picked up.
St. Pierre now at 110 pitches. This has to be his last batter. There's no reason for him to face Liniak on deck. Lavari today is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Ballers trail 5-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Glacier with the leadoff double. No one out here in the 7th for Lavari. 2-2 count. Does not stand close to the plate, and so that outside corner looks further away than it is. And the 2-2 is on the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. High outside corner from St. Pierre, and he presumably will finish his day with that K. And there is Aaron Miles. That is 6 strikeouts for St. Pierre. He goes 6 1/3 for the 3rd consecutive start. And St. Pierre exits with Casarella at second base and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. We'll tell you about the new pitcher, Adam Bogosian, when you return on 860 AM The Answer, with the Ballers up, actually trailing 5-2 against Glacier. The Ballers finally go to the pen. It's Adam Bogosian entering here in the 7th with a runner on second and 1 out. Bogo last pitched Saturday against Ogden and went a career-high 4 innings. Allowed 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. He earned his first career save in that game by going the last 4 innings of a 22-11 win. 6'3", 210-pound right-hander from Brooklyn, New York, 22 years of age. Bogosian has a 5.93 ERA, 1-0 record, 7th appearance, 13 2/3 innings pitched, 20 hits, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He will face Liniak and Howell, presumably, in the 7th inning. And then Lynch is in the hole. Runner on second is Casarella with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Bogosian enters for Zach St. Pierre, who for the 3rd consecutive outing goes 6 1/3, gives up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He exits in line for the loss. He would fall to 1-3 this year, despite pitching well for a 3rd straight outing. Bogosian to face a righty first in Kingston Liniak, who is 0 for 2 in this game with a walk and a run scored. Righty-righty battle with a runner at second. 5-2, Glacier leads. Top of inning number 7. First toss from Bogo today is bounced right back to him. He has the runner between second and third. Throws to second. Harris makes the catch. Runners in a rundown. The tag applied by Buford. 2 down. They get the lead runner, Casarella. Bogosian goes 1 to 4 to 5 to get the out. And Liniak reaches on the fielder's choice. Nice play by Bogo, getting the runner Casarella off of second. Now 2 down and a runner on first for Glacier. First pitch out as well. And Casarella retired 1 to 4 to 5. Howell is next with 2 down. Glacier up 3. First pitch of the right-handed batter is bounced to short. Cobb can go the short way, and does, for out number 3. Bogo comes in and gets a couple fielder's choice outs. He gets out of the inning on just 2 pitches, and it's time to stretch. Here from Raimondi Park, Glacier 5, Oakland 2. We go to the bottom of the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers trail 5-2 here in the home 7th from Raimondi Park in West Oakland against the Glacier Range Riders. 9-1-2 to bat against Luke Schaefer, who no doubt has a short leash here as the Ballers try to come back and win for the 2nd time in 3 days. Well, really, they trailed in the 1st inning yesterday, so it would be their 3rd comeback win in 3 tries in this series. Nevada Cullen alongside Tyler Peterson here on 860 AM The Answer. 9-1-2 to face Schaefer, the righty, at least for now. First pitch, did it hit him? No, it was way inside on Bugsy, though. 1-0.
It hit something. I know that for sure.
No action in the Glacier pen yet, although someone's up. That looks like Hasty, who pitched really well yesterday. Next pitch is low and away for ball 2. It is challenged, though. And that is overturned to a strike, 1-1. So Bugs, 0 for 2 today, is on a 4-game hit streak. 2 for 4 with a double yesterday. 2 for 5 with a triple on Tuesday. But Schaefer's been good against him. Misses outside there with the slider, 2-1. Schaefer's line through 6 innings, he's allowed just 5 hits and 2 runs, striking out 4, and has walked only 1. Has hit 2 ballers.
That's a stretch. I'm going to give it to you quick. Bugsy, most important batter this inning.
And slow ground ball to third. Howell makes the play, and let's hope not. Because he threw him out by a half a step.
I hate to cut you off, but I wanted to get that in there, and I haven't had a that's a stretch yet this year. So
That's right. I was thinking that would just be a road segment, but I like it.
Can I give you some league scores?
Yeah, let's do it. Now's a good time for it.
It's 10-10, Grand Junction and Rocky Mountain in
What?
the 6th.
Oh, my goodness. Here's Trey Cobb. First pitch to the righty is bounced towards first into the mitt of Casarella, who takes it himself. Says, don't worry about it, Schaefer, who is now has 2 outs in the inning with that 3 unassisted putout. And now Luke Schaefer is just 1 out away from getting through 7 for the first time this season.
Another score for you. It's 11-11, Billings and Missoula in the 6th.
Oh, my goodness. Can the Pioneer League stop pioneering for a second? No. Santos grounds one slowly to first, foul. Really, the Oakland Ballers and the U.S. Center Highwheelers, the California teams, are the anti-Pioneer League.
Ogden 12, Idaho Falls 4 in the 7th.
Yep, that holds up. 0-1. Santos takes ball 1. Challenged, though, and Glacier now with their 3rd attempted challenge. They're correct for the 2nd time. Robert McGee's now missing that bottom of the zone. Hopefully that gets fixed by those challenges.
Boise 9, Great Falls 5 in the 7th.
Okay.
And one more, we believe it's Yuba Sutter 3, Northern Colorado 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd. Boy, they get a late start up there.
Yeah, they do. 0-2 from Schaefer, and Santos strikes out swinging. Schaefer completes 7 with 5 strikeouts and just 2 runs allowed. Quality start at this point for Schaefer. He will probably exit in the 8th with his team up 5-2 on the Oakland Ballers on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Start of the 8th. Line score. 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors for Glacier. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Oakland Ballers. So, as there are 2 innings left, it is time for Tyler Peterson to take over on the mic. Take it away, Tyler.
Thank you, Nevada. Lynch, Barranca, Ashworth to face Adam Bogosian. And every time I see his name, I now think of, I want to say it like Bogosine, which is wrong because it's wrong.
Who?
But there's a drink in Iceland called Appelsine,
Okay.
which is a sparkling apple soda. And I think of Appelsine, and I want to say Bogosine, but his name is Bogosian.
Is Appelsine spelled S-I-A-N?
No, it's S-I-N. So it has no relevance whatsoever to Adam Bogosian other than that brain connection I made. The first pitch to Lynch is high, but it's challenged by Tyler Lozano. Now he's got the little challenge thing going. It's confirmed. No, that was Oakland's challenge. That was Oakland's challenge. It's confirmed a ball. They have 2 challenges remaining. There we go.
Saved it.
1-0 now to Lynch. It's live radio. It's also a live press box. The next pitch is a strike. One and one the count. Bogosian from the stretch. His pitch on the way is down and in. 2 pitches, 2 outs to end the mini jam in the 7th. Top of the 8th, it's 5-2 Glacier leading. And the reason they are leading is because of Luke Schaefer. The 2-1. Bogosian throws, and it's swung on, grounded toward Harris. It flattens out on him. He picks it up, throws to first. It is in time for out number 1.
Schaefer, who made his pro debut for Boise last year, 8.37 ERA in 9 starts. Definitely better this year, especially against the Ballers. He's combined to allow just 5 runs in 13 innings against Oakland.
Bogosian against Barranca. First pitch, fastball down away at 92. Now, Bogosian doesn't have the most vicious delivery, but he gets up to about 93. There's good velo from Bogo, and he's got the good slider as well. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1. He was at one time the youngest member of the Oakland Ballers. That until Lou Helmig and Nick Leahy came along. The 1-1 on its way is swung on and missed. 91 at the top of the zone. You can also add in Noah Milliken to that mix as well. The youngest player still is Lou Helmig. 1-2 the count. Bogo from the stretch. The pitch on its way. It's in the dirt. And back to the screen. And we all just forget that Barranca could run if he wants to.
Yeah, I literally don't think about it anymore, the uncut pitch rule. It is not being used.
We're good.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Barranca ready. Setting up low is Lozano. The pitch on its way is a fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside. And that whole ball was in the zone. Barranca heading back, thinking it was nowhere close, and it absolutely was in the zone. 2 outs here in the 7th. 4 straight outs by Adam Bogosian.
Bogo sometimes a bit too hittable, but painted the corner there on the outside, and he's been pitching better for Oakland since his beginning of the season.
Kyle Ashworth now. First pitch to Ashworth. Fastball right down the middle. Right down the middle. Down, as my old partner my old partner John Balgini would say, right down West Broadway. 0-1. One of the main streets in Idaho Falls. The 0-1 pitch down low. It's 1-1.
How about the anthem for Idaho Falls today? Right?
I couldn't tell you.
Isn't it the Waylon Jennings?
Oh, I can talk about that. Did you overhear?
I heard.
Well, the 1-1 on its way. Ground ball up the middle. Cobb charges. He will have no play. It's a single. Ashworth a 2-out hit. I can tell you about Idaho Falls. I don't know if Waylon Jennings was from the area or not, but a long time ago he recorded a national anthem for the Idaho Falls Chuckers, and any time that Idaho Falls doesn't have a live anthem, they play the Waylon Jennings recording.
Pretty sick.
2 outs. Clarkson, the leadoff man, who's been on base 3 times. First pitch slider in for strike 1. Runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Ballers only down 3. It's 5-2. We are not even 2 hours into this ball game. The 0-1. Clarkson fouls that away. I wouldn't mind this game getting a little long in the
That's what I was thinking.
late innings, so long as we're talking about the bottom of the innings.
Right.
Also, if we don't want to have a bottom of the 9th, that's fine too.
Yep. That would require a pretty long bottom of the 8th, but I would take that.
0-2. Clarkson ready. Bogosian comes set. Lozano sets up low. The pitch on its way is a half swing. It's strike 3 called. And Bogosian strikes out 2 in the inning. And we move on to the bottom of inning 8. Druick, Buford Almanza in a 5-2 ball game. Ballers trail by 3 on 860 AM. The Answer. Welcome back to Oakland Baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer. I'm Tyler Peterson with Nevada Cullen. It's the bottom of the 8th, and Luke Schaefer, who hasn't yet thrown his 90th pitch, comes out for the bottom of the 8th after 7 innings of 2-run ball. You don't often see pitchers making a bid for a complete game, but Schaefer has a chance today.
Well, I think it's no surprise that the cousin of Michael Waka is balling today, considering Waka carried a no-hitter today into the 6th for Kansas City.
Druick, 1 for 2 with the double. He's also been hit by a pitch. Fans trying to get into it. The first pitch fastball right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. I think the shin might be barking at him later tonight, but Druick looks okay after he hit one off himself earlier in the game. Line drive down the line. It is past the glove of Casarilla. It will be extra bases for Druick, who has a leadoff double to begin the 8th.
Didn't even hit it that hard. 74 off the bat, low pitch. The changeup from Schaefer, but he just reached out and poked it down the line. Druick with his 4th extra base hit against Schaefer this season.
He went down to get that too. All right, well, now the bullpen for the Glacier Range Riders gets up, and they will have some action. The question is, in a potential save situation in the 8th, who would they turn to? Would it be Cooper, Cowan, Zegna? First pitch to Buford. Takes a pitch down low. Now Schaefer is over 90 pitches. Druick at second, leadoff double. Ballers with their 6th hit. Pitch on its way. Buford off the hands towards short. Lynch will make the play. He'll spin. He'll throw. It's in time, and that's a really nice play by Jack Lynch, who maybe makes his best play as a range rider.
Soft liner, broken bat flare towards the shortstop Lynch, who makes a twisting play behind second base. And when your momentum is taking you towards right field and you have to make that long throw to first, it can go disastrous or it could look really cool. And that's what happened for Lynch right there. It was very cool.
Pitching coach Glendon Rush jogs out to the mound for a couple quick words with Schaefer, and now jogs back to the dugout. Druick had to stay at second on the soft line drive.
I think this is your last batter. Go get him. I think that's the word, because looking out in that bullpen, there's a righty getting hot, and Harris has 2 hits off of Schaefer today.
So here is Almanza. I think for the Ballers, the word is you got to come out of this inning with at least the 1 run. First pitch, grounded foul at the plates. It's 0-1. You get the leadoff man on with the double from Druick. You can't get him over in the first at bat. Cam today does have an RBI, but is 0 for 4. And now Almanza, who is 0 for 3 today, needs to come up with a hit. Schaefer a look at second. And now the throw to the plate. The fastball is outside. Oakland has used just 1 challenge, and they've gotten it incorrect.
Almanza's due here, Tyler. 9-game hit streak. Came in with 6 extra base hits, 12 RBI in that span, and here's a chance to make it a 2-run game.
The 1-1, Almanza swings and fouls it back. That was a breaking ball that started high but still had good break.
Yeah, it's been the best pitch today for Schaefer, that breaking ball. Even using it against a lefty here in Almanza.
1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Oakland trails by 3. Can they do anything in these late innings to mount another comeback? Schaefer set at the belt. Druick a short lead from second. The pitch on its way. Almanza takes high. No leg kick that time from Schaefer, just the stride forward. 2-2. Schaefer gets the pitch from Barranca. Now, the 2-2 to Almanza is down low and away. Did not miss by much, and Almanza lays off.
Held off the changeup. You're right, Tyler. Just inches away from being a strike.
3-2. Here we go. The payoff on its way to Christian. It's a breaking ball hit back up the middle into the glove of Schaefer. He will look back Druick and now throw over to first for the out. 1-3. Nice play by Schaefer there. And that'll bring up Danny Harris. And Schaefer looks into his own dugout very briefly to say, hey, I'm good. So Harris comes to the plate. And Schaefer, who is close to 100 pitches, has a chance to complete 8. The first pitch, Harris swings, pops it up into foul territory, might be playable. Casarilla will not have a play. It hits the net. And that is about as close as you can get for that ball to be still in play.
Yeah, Schaefer came 1 foot away right there to a pop-up to Casarella to end this inning and get him through 8, which would be the first time Glacier has gotten a starter through 8 this season.
0-1 to Harris, who does have those 2 singles off Schaefer today. The breaking ball is down and out. A quarter of a swing that time from Harris, who recognized it early. On deck is Lou Helmick. I don't think Schaefer will face him no matter what happens in this game.
Yep.
The 1-1 now. Schaefer the kick and the pitch. Harris hits that off the end of the bat, foul. It's 1-2.
Back-to-back breaking balls there, and that one was left up, but had enough bend to only hit the cap of the bat for Harris.
1-2 into triple digits now. Harris ready. Schaefer set. The 1-2. Here it comes. Harris, a ground ball, weakly hit up the third base line. Charging as a third baseman. He will have no play as it's off his glove. It's a base hit for Harris, his 3rd hit today. And there are men at the corners. And here comes Lou Helmick. And here comes Todd Pratt. 7 2/3 of brilliantly thrown baseball by Luke Schaefer will come to an end here in the 8th inning. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Helmick, a chance to maybe tie this game against a pitcher coming in from Glacier in a safe spot here in the 8th. This is 8:60 a.m., The Answer. Oakland has brought the tying run to the plate. In the bottom of the 8th inning, it's a 5-2 Glacier lead, and with 2 outs, Glacier turns to the right-hander, the Novato, California native, Jason Franks, to get them out of this jam. He may stay in for the save. He may just be in for the bottom of the 8th. A 1-1 record, a 4.91 ERA, 11 appearances for the right-hander, 15 Ks in 11 innings. He's only allowed 5 walks. He pitched 2 nights ago, and had a perfect 8th inning then when he tried to pass the torch over to Cam Cowan. He replaces Luke Schaefer, who was amazing today.
Yeah, best all season for Luke Schaefer. 7 2/3. That's tied for the longest a Glacier pitcher has gone this season. 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. A bit more than a quality start there from Luke.
Lou Helmick, who is 1 for 3 today. Men at the corners, 2 outs. Franks, first pitch. Lou takes down and in for ball 1. On deck is Tyler Lozano. Whether or not Tyler Lozano hits is another question. There's not too many on the bench. Leahy and Monteith and Tatum. 1-0. Pitch to Helmick. He swings and rifles that out of play. Foul. I say there's not too much on the bench because they're all right-handers. There's no matchup that Aaron Miles can go to with the injured Michael O'Hara. That last fastball at 95 from Franks. 1-1 the count to Helmick. Here comes the 1-1. Helmick takes down and in. So 2 sliders, both have been down and into Helmick. And the fastball right down the middle was at 95. So this will be a battle. Franks could supply the power here to Helmick. He's working with a decent gap in right center, and they're giving him the line. He had a double yesterday. The 2-1. The pitch, Helmick to left field. It's deep, and that ball is caught at the wall. And we go to the 9th. Glacier leads 5-2 on 860 AM. The Answer. Top of the 9th inning, it's James Collier coming in out of the bullpen. The Ballers trail the Range Riders 5-2 here in the top of the 9th. Collier, in his 10th appearance now, he is 1-0 on the year, a 6.35 ERA, 11 and a third innings, 15 strikeouts to 7 walks. He replaces Adam Bogosian, who has been shrinking that ERA very slowly, and it's going to shrink even more with the 1 2/3 scoreless.
Yeah, just 1 hit allowed in that span, 2 strikeouts and no walks. He entered in that 7th inning with a runner on second and 1 out, then got the fielder's choice with the ball hit right back to him, started that pickle, got Casarella out for the first out of the inning, and then another fielder's choice ended that frame. He got 2 pitches and 2 outs in the 7th, and then cruised again in the 8th.
It'll be Beard, Casarilla, and Lavari, 2 righties and a lefty to face Collier to begin the inning. Collier came into the game on Tuesday in relief of Brody Aglite, who was injured and got out of a crazy jam with the bases loaded and no outs and went 1 scoreless inning, gave up 2 walks, and had a strikeout.
Again, pitched himself into that bases loaded jam with 2 walks, but then pitched out of it with a strikeout and those fly ball outs. And, I mean, just what a ridiculous job by James to get out of that without any damage allowed.
It's the old Brian Wilson. Walk 3 batters and strike out the next 3.
Now
so here is Logan Beard.
Now it's the Blake Snell, I think.
Is that the Blake Snell?
Walk the world.
Injured Blake Snell, I believe, on the Dodgers right now. First pitch is a strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-1.
Well, he's a Dodgers pitcher, so he's injured. That's just how it works. That's how the world works.
Got about 10 injured pitchers on that team, I believe. The rich just get richer every offseason down there.
Too bad they don't have Rich Hill anymore.
The 0-1, that's swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Well, for the Ballers in the 9th, the 3 scheduled hitters are Lozano, Bugs, and Cobb. Now, who they will face, I'm not sure. There's someone playing catch and toss in the bullpen, but they haven't taken off their jacket. The 0-2, fastball outside at 93. The velo has come back for Collier, who sort of lost it in the mountains. It's a 1-2 on its way. Beard swings and misses at a big breaking ball. 1 out here in the 9th.
Yeesh. That one, 14 inches of break to it. Really steep swing from Beard as it cut farther and farther away from his bat as he attempted the swing.
That's the 8th strikeout for Oakland pitching today. Here's Casarilla. single and a double for Casarilla today. First pitch is high. One out here in the ninth. Oakland down 3. Collier set at the belt. Now he strides toward the plate. It's swung on and missed. Not so much a leg kick as sort of a leg drop, let's call it, from Collier.
I like that. Yeah, when he comes set, he sinks first and then rises back tall.
The 1-1 now on its way to Casarilla. It's a fastball. It is just below the zone. Lozano will challenge.
Oh, that was a close one.
It's overturned to a strike, and just barely. It's tough because the system is, yes, it holds umpires accountable, but it's not really a strike. It's a strike on TrackMan because a piece of the ball touches a piece of the zone.
It's still a strike in my book.
However, we did see a couple calls today that were blatant strikes or balls.
This was not a bad
Yes.
miscall.
Not
really
that
a
is-
miscall at all from Robert.
That's gray zone strike. That's what you call a pitcher's strike.
Yeah.
1-2. Does he go to the slider here? Pitch on its way. He does. It's hit out to center field. Bugs over to his right. This is not going to travel very far. He makes the catch for the second out. It's cold, and the wind, if it is blowing in. 2 outs for Kenny Lavari. Collier comes set. First pitch to Lavari, who is 0 for 3 with a walk today. Fastball, called strike at the bottom of the zone.
So it's going to be Franks in the ninth.
Well, he gets the out of Helmick. It was a loud out, but he does get the out of Helmick. 0-1 on its way. It's outside 1-1. I think a lot of what this Glacier Club has done to sort of keep their cadence, keep chugging along, it's backfired in unexpected ways for them. So right now they have a guy they trust out there to go get him a win. I think they're going to trust Franks. Pitch is swung on and missed. Lavari is much too late there on 90 miles an hour. And that might have been the cutter there from Collier as well. 1-2. Collier comes set. Lozano sets up low. The pitch on its way is a fastball just off the strike zone. Collier was walking off the mound. Lozano not going to challenge that one. It would have been a pitcher's strike in a most definite way because it was off the plate. 2-2. Collier to the plate, and Lavari will slash that down the left field line foul.
Another good performance today from Oakland's pitching staff. I mean, to allow, at this point, exactly 5 runs in each of the first 3 games of this series. Usually that'll net you 3 wins in this league, but Glacier's pitched better today.
Here comes the 2-2. Collier ready. And his pitch on the way is a breaking ball high. Now we've seen Collier in an inning where he sort of gets going, sort of hunt for that strikeout late.
Got to just put one over the plate here, 3-2. Don't groove one, but make the hitter beat you.
3-2. And Collier's payoff on its way. It is swung on foul back, and he did so. That was a fastball in on the hands. A nice pitch, and it was a spot in which Lavari had to protect. Oakland with 2 challenges left. They have up to 4. Glacier with 2 challenges left. They have up to 3. Collier set again. Another payoff to Lavari. Pitch is on its way, and that is strike 3 called on the high outside corner. And Collier strikes out 2 in the inning. Oakland's pitching staff is done for the day, and they have a total of 9 Ks against Glacier. The Ballers head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 to tie, 4 to go home on 860 AM, The Answer. Patrick Kelly, the Glacier color man in the middle of the innings, couldn't help but point out that the last two scores were both 6-5. Today it's a 5-2 lead for Glacier. And I think it's just sort of the way things have been going for Glacier. I don't know. They're a much better team than their record. That's certainly something we can say. And they're going to go with their guy, Franks, to prevent a third straight score of that nature. It's Lozano to start things out in the ninth. They are trailing 5-2, the Ballers are, and Franks is on for the save. Lozano today is 0 for 3. The first pitch swings and hits us down the right field line. Might be playable. Over is Clarkson into the corner, nearing the line, and he will run out of room. And I'm glad that he pulled up there at the last second, because that's just sort of covered chain link fence down the right field line. But Glacier has just played games to where in previous years they lock things down late on. It's strange to see them in the instances they have been in their last really 3 weeks of play, to be quite honest.
Yeah, this is the Glacier we saw from Tuesday, for instance, is not representative of this Glacier team.
It's 0-1. Lozano takes high.
Now, how fitting is it that a Novato, California native is on the hill to try to finish this one out?
Franks this year does not have a save. He did have some with the Rome Braves when he was at that level with Atlanta. The 1-1. Lozano takes a fastball outside, 2-1. Now, if Lozano gets on, we could see a pinch runner. I mean, that could be a spot for Monteith. It's 2-1. Franks to the plate. Lozano swings and misses.
Felt like he pulled the head there. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and he tried to get all of it. Instead, got none of it.
The head did swivel a little bit. Fastball right at the top of the zone. Now it's 2-2. Franks ready. Here's the pitch. Lozano swings and hits that down the right field line again. It's pretty deep. Is this playable? Clarkson is over, and that is foul. And you see there Lozano on 2 strikes, no stride. Just throws the hands at the baseball and tries to make contact to get on. (5-2) Glacier. Lozano. Listen, in comebacks in the 9th inning, the first man on is usually a tone setter. So if Oakland wants a piece of this, Lozano's got to find a way to fight. Franks is set. It's a 2-2 on its way. Lozano swings and just gets a piece of it at the plate.
Ballers have had the leadoff man on 3 times today. Most recently, that leadoff double by Druick in the 8th. Ballers stranded runners on the corners last inning.
That was a high off-speed pitch, and Lozano just got a piece of it. 2-2. Frank set again. He kicks and fires, and Lozano swings and misses, chase below the zone. It was the off-speed pitch again, and there's 1 out, and Franks has retired both batters he's faced so far. 1 to end the 8th and 1 now to begin the 9th.
Look, this is a solid reliever in Jason Franks, who in 4 out of 5 appearances against the Oakland Ballers has been scoreless, and he's hoping to make that 5 of 6 right here. He just needs 2 more outs to do so.
Bugs at the plate. Brian Carmel has moved the rally possum. I do not think that's a smart move as this team is trying to come back.
Oh.
1 away in the 9th.
It's not a genie, Brian.
Bugs. Well, now.
The possum is now cuddling Tyler.
Well, I'm not even going to describe what's happening right now in the press box. Bugs at the plate. Listen, don't touch my neck there. I'm just saying right now, 1-0.
I was challenged by Glacier.
So Glacier loses that challenge. 1 away in the 9th. Bugs in a 1-0 count. Franks to the plate, and Bugs takes down and in. All right, right now, Bugs is going to wait to see a strike on 2-0. If Bugs can get on, then you sort of unlock the top of the order. Here's a 2-0 from Franks. It's a fastball. It's swung on and missed, and Bugs wanted it all. That was a big swing by Darryl.
You got a middle fastball, but middle at 94 is different than 5 miles an hour slower.
2-1. Pitch on its way. Bugs swings and fouls it away. And that was, again, a fastball right down the middle of the plate at 94. This time, Bugs able to time it and shoot it out of play. Now, last time that happened, that Lozano hit a ball down the right field line sharply, it was back-to-back off-speed pitches by Franks. 2-2 from Franks to Bugs. It's an off-speed pitch, slowly hit up the line, and that will kick foul. It'll stay 2-2. One away in the ninth. Well, Lozano fought. He fought in his at bat, and now Bugs has fouled 2 away. He is fighting as well. They need base runners down 3.
He's just got to be short to it right now. Infield hit could do the trick. That's what worked for him yesterday, and I think it was his last at bat. No, that was his second at bat. But his most recent hit.
2-2 to Bugs. Franks fires to the plate, and Bugs, it's a ground ball toward short. It's slowly hit. Charging is Lynch. His throw is going to be too high, and that's going to be an infield single.
There we go. Infield hit for Bugsley. So tying run on deck for the Ballers, and Trey Cobb, who gets on base 42% of the time, coming up.
Now here's the problem. Bugs has speed. You want to get him into a spot where he can do damage with just a hit from Cobb. But you don't want to do that at the expense of an out in a 3-run game. Here is Cobb. Franks is ready. The first pitch, Cobb takes a fastball at the knees, 95 for strike 1.
Depends on how fast Franks decides to beat a home plate. That will decide whether he goes or not.
0-1. Ballers have a runner on. The pitch to Cobb is a swing and a miss at that breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
Devastating slider right there. Paired with the fastball, good luck.
Now Cobb just trying to make contact. Contact got Bugs on base. It's 0-2 to Tremaine Cobb. The pitch on its way. It is down low. It's 1-2, and that was that slider again. That time off the plate. Franks did not get the chase. Isai Santos on deck. Franks is set, and the pitch. Cobb pops this up, back, and out of play. That was another slider, and he went after it.
You really have to applaud the Ballers at bats. 3 straight where they've battled to start this inning.
Cobb waits. Franks delivers, and it's swung on up middle. This could be 2. Lynch will scoop it. He'll drop it, and the out is still out at second. The fielder's choice made at second. It was picked up by the second baseman, Beard, after it was dropped by Lynch. And so reaching on the play is Cobb.
That was nearly a game-changing error right there by Lynch, who fumbled the ball to second to get the force out of Bugs. And Cobb reaches on the fielder's choice. Franks 1 out away from locking down the save.
Santos has been on base twice today, a walk and a hit by pitch. Pitch to the plate is swung on and missed, and Santos just chased the ball way above the zone at 95.
Got to lessen the aggression there. You cannot tie the game with a swing right here. He can, however, help tie the game if he gets on.
It's 0-1. I think he just started too early and was ready to swing. The 0-1 to Santos. He takes high again at 94, 1-1.
Yeah, you swing at that pitch at your eyeballs, you know what pitch is coming next. Same thing.
The goal here is just to get Davis Druick to the plate. That's the small victory. If you can get it. The 1-1. Santos takes off the plate. Glacier still has another challenge. They do not opt to use it here. 2-1. He stayed hard. 95, 94, 95 to Santos. 2-1 is off. No, a strike that time. Santos wants to challenge. I thought that was the same spot. And it is overturned to a ball. It's 3-1.
That could not have been closer. Not a terrible call from Robert McGee, but a good challenge by Santos all the same.
Another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I can't imagine you see much 95 in the Pac West. 3-1. The pitch on its way. Santos takes on the corner for strike 2 at 94. Now Cobb will run. Now it's 3-2. And now is it the time that Franks breaks out a breaking ball. 95, 94, 95, 95, 94. That's what Santos has seen in the at-bat. 3-2, 2 outs in the ninth. Pitch on its way. Santos hits the ball up the middle, and it will sneak through into center field. Cobb will stay at second, and the Ballers will bring the tying run to the plate in the ninth. It came in at 95, and Santos was ready, and he again gets a big hit in the ninth to pass the torch over to Davis Druick, who will be ready for a power matchup.
Yep, and you had a feeling that Franks, who kept throwing the fastball, would try to beat Santos with his greatest strength, especially because if he didn't chase a breaking ball in the dirt, well, then you walk to bring the tying run to the plate. You got to make Santos beat you in that case. That's what Franks did, and Santos did beat him, hitting it past the backhand of Beard at second base.
If they don't pull this off tonight, the Ballers have at least brought the tying run to the plate in both the 8th and 9th innings with 2 outs. It's Davis Druick in a 5-2 ball game. And the first pitch from Franks is a breaking ball high and outside. Ball 1. 1-0. I think Druick will hunt the fastball. Defense is playing back in the infield. Franks throws, and Druick takes a strike, 95 at the bottom of the zone.
Druick today, 2 doubles. He's 2 for 3, a strikeout and a hit by pitch. Doubles have gone to both fields.
1-1. Franks to the plate, and Druick takes low. 2-1. He's waiting for his in this at-bat.
Yeah, he showed really good patience. He's watched all 3 pitches, and he was closest to swinging at the fastball, which was a strike.
Buford on deck. Both runners take their leads. Here comes the 2-1 to Druick. He swings and misses, and he tried to tie this game.
That was the pitch to do it on, 95 down the pipe.
Challenge fastball right down the middle. This is good drama. This is good baseball. A 1-run game each of the last 2 nights. Here a 3-run game, the tying run at the dish. It's a 2-2 count. Franks will step off. The question is, do you try to blow him away, or do you try to fool him? A 1 shakeoff from Franks, and now he comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Davis Druick. Here it comes. He swings and sends it to left field. The left fielder's over, and he will make the catch to end the ball game. 1 minute before the stroke of 9 o'clock. And for the first time in their franchise history, it's a win at Oakland for Glacier. And we will take a break. 5-2 the final. 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Postgame after this. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball. Wrapping things up here from Raimondi Park. Oakland drops this Thursday night matchup to the Glacier Range Riders by the score of 5-2. It's 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Glacier, 2 runs on 9 hits, and no errors for the Oakland Ballers. The win goes to Luke Schaefer, who goes 7 2/3 innings, allows 7 hits, just the 2 runs. Both were earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts. St. Pierre takes the loss. He is now 1-3. Schaefer now 2-1. He's now 1-3. St. Pierre, 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. The save goes to Jason Franks, who goes 1 1/3 innings. He allows 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeouts. Time of the game was 2 hours and 24 minutes in front of 1,387 fans here at Raimondi Park. And for the 3rd straight night, a really good game of baseball. Oakland just doesn't come up with the win today.
Yeah, I think sending the tying run to the plate in the 8th and 9th is a good effort from the Ballers, and when it's all said and done, Davis Druick comes within a foot of not ending the game with a flyout. He nearly dropped it in front of Ashworth in left field. Instead, the left fielder for Glacier makes the knee-high catch to end the ball game. If Druick gets that hit, who knows how this game ends. Instead, it results in a loss, and the reality is in the Pioneer League, you're only going to get 10-game win streaks when you play the Great Falls Voyagers and Northern Colorado Owls this season. Glacier is not that bad of a team, and they turn it around tonight.
Well, I hate to say a loss you can feel good about because you don't want to feel good about a loss, but there have been losses I felt bad about. This is not one that I have that feeling about because of how Oakland fought, because of how they did the same things that they did in previous games and came through. You are not going to get that same result every night in this game.
If Zach St. Pierre had gone 1 inning, that would be one thing. He ended up going 6 1/3 after his 4-run first. And I think considering, you would argue that was the worst performance today for the Ballers, and he still pitched into the 7th inning. I mean, that takes grit from St. Pierre. So hats off to Zach tonight for just kind of gutting this one out.
Shout-outs to Adam Bogosian and James Collier, who pitched 2 2/3 scoreless innings. Bogosian allowing 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Collier a scoreless 9th. No hits, 3 up, 3 down with 2 Ks. Let's take a look around the league to see what the damage is now that the Ballers have dropped this game.
Well, there's not too much damage because the Idaho Falls Chuckers lost 13-5 tonight to the Ogden Raptors. So the Ballers at least stay ahead of Idaho Falls with the Chuckers lost. However, Missoula winning 14-11 in the top of the 8th inning, and Rocky Mountain victorious 12-11 against the Jackalopes. So the Ballers are now in 3rd place in the Pioneer League.
That'll put, as long as Missoula holds on to win, that'll put the Ballers a half game out of one of the 2 playoff spots. And if you're going to be behind anyone, be behind Rocky Mountain because you'll have your chance against them with 12 straight to finish the first half. It's going to come down to the wire. It did in last year's first half. The Ballers missed the playoffs by 2 games in the final stretch of that first half. Nevada was here for it. He saw it with his own eyes, and we'll see what we get. And it's going to be exciting, no doubt. So make sure you follow us for the next game and the other 21 that follow in the end of the first half. Right now, the Ballers have a 2-1 lead in this series. Tomorrow, they will throw Brody Aglite, excuse me, as he comes back off of the injury a few nights ago. He'll go for Oakland. I'm not sure he's going for Glacier, but we'll let you know. If you visit us at 6:30, pack time tomorrow, Friday evening, on public transportation night, and if you want to celebrate, you can take public transportation to the game. I'd like to thank everybody who made this broadcast possible. We got Chris back in our 860 AM The Answer Studios. We have Austin out in our Virch Studios. I want to thank Ben as well, Brendan. I want to thank Nevada Cullen. I want to thank Isabella Haberman for placing the rally possum, which Brian Carmel moved.
Yeah, it was on my hat bill for the 9th inning, and honestly, there was a little rally forming. I thought maybe it was good luck.
I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I very much hope you tune in tomorrow night. Until then, I'm Tyler Peterson. The final score from Raimondi Park, Glacier 5 and Oakland 2. Have a good rest of your Thursday evening.